Welcome back to Giant Monster Games. I'm Adrian, and technically we are doing Rakdos Burning Hand that goes to League, but I had some filming malfunctions, and unfortunately I am filming a replacement match now for you guys. We're going to keep this opening hand. It's pretty good. I think it's worth keeping. And yeah, so this is a replacement match. The match we actually played against was Knight of the Reliquary Bant, and we got our faces seriously owned by that deck. It just, mostly because I didn't quite know how to play it. I hadn't actually played this deck against it before, so yeah, it's a little bit of my bad because I didn't quite know what I should be doing. So so in the end we ended up going 0-2 against that deck. So maybe it's good that I didn't have any footage for that. I had some footage, but it was really choppy. Like, we were getting, I think it's like one frame every, probably every like 4 seconds, which is insane. I mean, you can't even watch it. It's like I'm talking about something, and you're like, none of those things are on the screen right now. We're not going to pay life. We could pay life for Bolt, but I would rather leave it up and see, because we may be playing against an aggro deck, and I would rather potentially Bolt whatever he plays. Or I could Bolt, which is a different thing altogether. We do have a Temple Bell, which is going to come up. I think we're just going to... Yeah, we're just going to Hangarback Walker. Yeah, that's it. And pass it to our opponent's turn. But yes, anyways, that's enough about what could have been. What is now is we are playing a replacement match, so you guys at least have some video footage of what's going on. You kind of know our current standings. The actual recap of the... Oh, there you go. Our opponent bolts our Hangarback Walker and then plays a Blood Moon, which is a thing. Okay, well, that's not that bad for us. I don't think our opponent realizes that, which is funny. Okay. Yes. Okay, well, that's going to be good for us. Anyways, our current standing in the league is we are actually 0-3 out of 5. So we could have a couple matches that could come in and we could turn it around, but at this point we are currently on the losing side of that game. Which is okay. I mean, the first 2 games. First game was against Jund, which technically you should already have seen by now, because these guys are coming out once a week. Which we ended up going 1-2. So we ended up winning one of the games in that, which was good. And then I personally think that I sideboarded really bad against Jund. There's way better things I could have taken out and put in, and I just didn't, for maybe lack of knowledge or just because I wasn't thinking very good that day. I'm not really sure. So that was what happened with Jund. And then the second game we had against Elves, and for this deck, sometimes Elves. What do we want to play? Might as well play a Mountain. Against Elves, sometimes things are really good, and sometimes they just are not. And what do I think? I could toil him and then leave up a Bolt? Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Toil. You. Bam. Bam, bam. Yeah, so the Elves is like a 50-50 match. Like, half the time we win against Elves, half the time we don't. We have stuff to sideboard in that just completely shuts down Elves, and sometimes we don't. Anyways, that's enough recap, just because you will actually probably see also a recap video of the entire thing. Let's talk about this actual game. So far we are playing against a red-black deck that has played Blood Moon, which technically slows us down a little bit, but not that much. Literally the only thing we have black mana for is Master of the Feast and Toil and Trouble. And he plays that guy. Okay. Interesting. Enter the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land and put it into the battlefield tapped. Okay. If you hear sipping sounds, it's because I'm also drinking coffee. Otherwise, how would I be able to talk so fast? End phase, draw a card. And does this do anything else? Shuffle your library. No, it's just a golem. Should I bolt it? I kind of want to bolt it. I'm going to leave it for now. No real reason to bolt it at this point. Cleanup phase. Our opponent has 7 cards in hand, which is nice for us. It would be nicer if we had an additional land, because then we would toil and trouble at the same time, which would be really funny. I think instead we are going to Howling Mine and Temple Bell and just literally get the engine like at its full maximum speed. That is going to be the plan. Temple Bell and Howling Mine together at last for the concert of the century. Bells, you know, get it? No? Okay. We'll just ship it to our opponent's turn. I could have attacked him with Thopter. I should have attacked him with Thopter, actually. I'm not sure why I didn't. If I knew, I wouldn't be saying that it was a misplay. Waiting on our opponent here. What is he going to play, or what is he going to do? At this point, he's going to Inquisition us. Sure. So either he takes the Bolt, or he takes the Toil and Trouble, which is what he does take. It's a smarter play. Otherwise, we would have, you know, done a lot of damage. I think at this point, he's probably going to be like, okay, I have to play everything really fast now. As soon as he sees your hand, he's like, yeah, that's not good. And he can come in for 2 damage, that's fine. Not blocking anything, and we will go to the end step where we're going to draw a bunch of cards. Adamaro is actually pretty solid. Hey, tap, you. And a Bloodstained Mire, not quite what we're looking for, but it's not going to be the end of the world. Cleanup phase, our opponent needs to discard a card. Pyroplasm. And a Swamp. Also, neither of those are really cards I wanted. I was hoping for a Molten Psyche, to be honest. Whatever a Dragon's... so I could actually blast his Thunderbreaker out of the sky, which is not a bad idea. Let's play the Swamp. This is going to be a mountain otherwise. We already have a bunch of mountains. We could play Adamaro, and we could Bolt, or we could Pyroplasm and Bolt. Yeah, let's... Or I could just draw. Let's... What do I think? I could also draw in the beginning of his upkeep, and hopefully we draw into a Rune Flare Trap. It's possible. We haven't drawn one yet. There's 4 in the deck. I think, though, we are going to Pyro the board, and then Bolt this guy. And then Bolt you, just to get you out of my way, out of my face. Yeah, and he draws a card when this guy dies, which I don't really mind. I'm not really that big a fan of, or not really concerned about, I should say. Get rid of that guy. He's going to draw a card, which is cool. And we are not going to draw. We are going to give our opponent one more turn, and in response, we will actually play Adamaro. Just make our opponent have to play all of the cards, otherwise he's going to have an 8/8 to deal with on his hands, which is going to be fun for us and not very fun for our opponent. Okay, pass it to our opponent's turn. Coffee. Yes. And we're just going to skip over to our end, to the end step of our opponent. He has tons of cards in hand. He should have 100 responses at this point. So he's going to Doomblade Adamaro. Sure, whatever. Not really aiming to win because of Adamaro. He's just added flavor into the deck. Icing on the cake, if you will. And our opponent goes to end step. We'll make him draw some cards. And we drew a Dragonskull Summit, and what else do we draw? And a Blood Crypt. So we're drawing all the lands. Not really what I want to do. I may... depending on what we have 2 draws coming up. So depending on what we draw, we may just draw. But there's a ton of cards we could have. We could draw. Even Toil and Trouble would be really good, even though we have 2 in the graveyard. Rune Flare Trap would be really good. Lightning Bolt would be not as good. Toil and Trouble, that's a good one. So let's throw down our Dragonskull Summit, and let's Toil and Trouble our opponent. Oops, cancel actually. Cancel that. It's a sorcery, so let's draw some cards. Blood Crypt, Lightning Bolt, Toil and Trouble, Fuse, our opponent, choose it player, our opponent, black, red, also red, also red. Toil and Trouble fuse together. This is going to be doing a lot of damage to our opponent. He's down to 4, and let's just let him know that he has a single turn to live by bolting his face and passing the turn. He needs to draw some responses and do 14 damage to me, which I'm not sure if that's a possibility for him. We're actually just going to skip through our entire opponent's turn. And he skips through to his second main phase. Does that mean he has something? We're about to find out. Terminate. Destroy target creature. He's playing something. And he plays what? That is not going to be enough to win you the game, buddy. I hate to tell you. And now our opponent's going to discard all of the cards in his hand. Some crazy Rakdos deck we're playing against here. Anger of the Gods is going to come out of his deck real fast, I'm sure. And we draw Dragonskull Summit and a Bloodstained Mire, and let's just bolt his face. Go to the sideboard is what's about to happen. Okay, going to sideboard. We are playing against a deck that has some bigger creatures in it, so let's throw in some Doomblade. We can take out what? Pyro is not actually terrible against the deck. I mean, we're playing against... We didn't see a ton. We'll take out one of you, and I kind of want to take out a single Hangarback Walker. It's not a terrible idea. I didn't see anything in the graveyard that was worth noting, so I think that's all we're going to do. We're just going to pull it 1-on-1 and leave in and put in Doomblades and run her back. I think the way that is. Pretty simple changes. Nothing too crazy. Our opponent, on the other hand, may be thinking, what am I going to put in against this deck? Because it's kind of hard to say. Hey, I guess you were against our deck. Your number one focus should be artifact removal. And just blowing up Howling Mines and Temple Bells, because as much as they are drawing you cards, we are drawing you enough cards that we're actually going to kill you, not give you the upper hand. Okay, game 2, our opponent decides he's going to play first, which is pretty normal. And I like this. This is fantastic. We're going to keep this. Hopefully our opponent left in his Blood Moons. I mean, they are totally not worth playing against us, which makes me kind of very secretly happy deep down inside. And we will go for, oh, Rune for the Trap, nice. And we will go to the end step of our opponent, crack this guy, get ourselves a Blood Crypt, and be happy with life. And our opponent does exactly what we're going to do to him, except he does it one turn sooner. And what does he play? Dragon Claw! Ooh. I don't think it's going to save you the game. It'll definitely prevent you from losing as quickly, but I don't think it's going to save you the game. When you're playing against a deck that regularly does 10 damage to you in a go, yeah, this is not going to be very fun. Also because I'm about to play an Eidolon, and that is going to make our opponent have a very bad day. Oh, Ghost Quarter, no, okay, no. Ghost Quarter would be very fun, but I don't think it's what we're going to play. We're going to play again, we're going to play Eidolon, another great Revel. Our opponent will gain some life, which is okay. We will just have to make a point of doing more damage to him, that's all. Unfortunately, we are going to take a little bit of damage here and there from it, but not going to be the end of the world. The big plan is going to be, at this point, is to play bigger casting cost spells. Once we get Temple Bell on the table, we need Temple Bell, and we need at least a Howling Mine or another Temple Bell, and then we can Rune Flood Trap his face into Oblivion. He may also do something like that, where he angers the god, takes 2 damage, gains a life back, I guess, from it, so he's not really down by that much life. He takes 8 damage, and gets rid of it, which is fine for us. I'd rather our opponent use up all of his mana just to get rid of that one card. Pyroplasm, not really what we want to see, but it will be okay for the time being. We will hold on to it because he does have a couple creatures that are smaller that we saw, not that we are certain of. And I'm going to open up the graveyards for you guys. I'm going to try and get used to doing that at the beginning of the end step. I always forget is what happens. At the beginning of the end step. Beginning of the game. Beginning of the end step. What am I talking about? And our opponent plays what? He's probably playing a lot more aggressively this turn, knowing that he just kind of needs to dump everything out of his hand. Otherwise, he's sitting on 10 cards, and that is dangerous. Colligan's Command. Destroy target artifact. Okay, well, in response, we're going to have to draw some cards. We draw Master of Feast, of the Feast. And target player discards a card, which is not going to be very hard for us, because we are probably just going to pitch the Pyro. Yeah, okay, here you go, Pyroplasm. Goodbye. And begin combat. Nothing's happening there. We're just going to skip to our turn. And we draw Dragonskull Summit. Again, we have 2 of them now. And let's show our opponent the money. Here is the money, sir. It is in the form of a Master of the Feast. And you have a response for that. I hope you do, because it's going to start doing you 5 damage a turn. You do get cards out of the deal, but I kind of want you to have cards. I kind of want you to draw lots of cards, all in the same turn, really, but that's kind of my plan. We'll see how this goes. Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter is definitely been a good inclusion in this deck. Its sole purpose is so we have mainboard a defense against Manlands, Tron, and Infect. I guess Infect technically plays Manlands, is why we want to use it. So, yeah, that is the sole purpose. If you ever wonder why I constantly run like Ghost Quarter in mainboard or run Ghost Quarter, it's solely because of that. It's just some early or some it's immediate mainboard, not immediate mainboard defense against some decks, which is always nice if you can actually have some mainboard stuff. Let's not play anything. Let's just go straight to combat and get our 5 damage in. See how our opponent feels about that. I'm assuming he feels fantastic about it, because 5 damage is always fun. Yeah, I mean, we saw that he had Doomblade in the deck, so that doesn't really help him out at all, to be honest. And we could play a Hangarback Walker. I think that's what we're going to do. Let's go for it. Yeah. Play Hangarback Walker for 2. Use up that mana. And we are sitting on 1 mana, which, if our opponent miraculously draws 3 cards next turn, we will play it for 1, which is probably not going to happen. And he's going to Lightning Bolt our Hangarback, which is fine. I mean, we're going to get 2 tokens out of the deal, which I'm okay with. And they're flyers, so I don't think he has any way of dealing with them. And we're just going to skip through our opponent's turn. We don't have anything to do on his turn. Not anymore, now that we don't have a Temple Bell anymore. And he's going to play this guy. That's interesting. Okay. So he's going to be creating mountains into elemental creatures. I don't really see how that wins him the game immediately. Especially because he's tapped out. He can't use the first one. Oh, he gets to untap it. I mean, you can swing in for 4, but I'll be swinging in for 7. So that doesn't seem very helpful for you. Now, our opponent has 6 cards in hand. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in, or 6 lands in play. We can go to combat, swing in for 7, do 6. Yeah, attack our player. Attack the player. I don't really care about the Planeswalker at this point. We will go and do some damage. And then I think we're going to stop on our opponent's draw step. On player now or on... Yeah, I'm going to stop on our opponent's draw step. And then we're going to Rune Flare Trap. Lightning Bolt. My face. Which is okay. Yep. I get you. Lightning Bolt. And you can then... Let's go like this. Yeah. Black mana. So you can either play a response to it, or you're going to take a bunch of damage. You're going to take 5 damage because you gained a life. Or you could play stuff on your draw step, which might not be the funnest thing for you. But I'm fine either way. And no, I don't want to redirect to the Planeswalker. So our opponent does take the damage. He is on a very short leash at this point. Mostly because we have 7 damage coming in next turn. So unless he needs to play 2 spells, 2 red spells to gain 2 life off of Dragonclaw. Otherwise, we win the game. See if he has any response. He is going to cast something. He is casting something big. I'm sure it's the dragon, actually, now that I think about it. Which means we'll still swing with Master of the Feast. We'll actually swing with everything if it is the dragon, because we technically kill it, because it's a 4/4. We are still bigger. Sorry about that, but we are bigger. And if on our turn, if we do swing in, yeah, he would have to block the Master of the Feast. We'll see. We'll see. Many plans are afoot. Yeah. I mean, we could still potentially lose. I mean, we don't have any gas in the tank right now, and we're not drawing extra cards. We're only drawing 1 card a turn. You know, a Temple Bell, a Howling Mine, those would both be really nice right now. especially because we have all of the land. Yeah. And we do have an Anger. We're kind of just sitting on it. If he plays stuff that really develops his board state, then we could play it. Obviously, this guy just keeps creating mountains or creating creatures, but not on our turn, always on his turn, which makes it a little bit harder for us to deal with. So, looks like our opponent is seriously thinking what he needs to do right now. Really, I'm a little bit surprised that he actually bolted our face. Oh no, I guess, yeah, sorry, I was thinking on our turn. Oh, Flying Haste. Thunder enters the battlefield, deals 1 damage to each creature. Well played, sir. Well played. And... oh, creature with flying your opponent controls. Okay, well, that's less good. But, I mean, good because it kills the Thopters. And, yeah, so now he's going to swing in with 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 damage. That's a healthy amount of damage coming to our face. And he's going to Inquisition... he's going to Inquisition our Anger of the Gods. Okay, that's okay for us. I mean, it's not going to kill either of these guys. And he didn't swing in with Hellcat. Oh, because I guess he needs to block. So he draws a card. We draw a card. What do we draw? The Molten Psyche will not do it. But if we hold on to it, we... If I play it now, I cycle 1 card, which is not going to be worth it. Okay, unfortunately, we are going to sit on our hands for a turn and let our opponent... we're not going to attack. We are going to sit and wait. Which might not be the best idea. I probably should have swung in, just to make our opponent have to block, because we have a faster clock than us, so we would have just traded off creatures. That's probably what I should have done. Traded creatures. Because he's going to be creating a mountain, which he's going to swing... well, I guess maybe not, actually. Maybe he won't just keep creating the mountains, because I can block it now with my Master of the Feast. You know, theoretically, though, if I block it, then he could bolt it. So, there's that and that. I mean, he's not like he needs extra land at this point. He's sitting on 7 or 6 lands, so he's probably going to be able to cast anything that he has. So, that's a thing. And what does he play? 4 mana, 4 red. For what? I haven't seen Terminate yet in his deck. I'm assuming he's running either a playset or at least a couple. I mean, he should be at least playing 2 Terminate, which is what you would deal with Master of the Feast with, because it would kill stuff. And he adds more mana with that, so he's going to play something really big. Molten Psyche, next turn, I'm relying on you to win us the game. Don't let me down. I have to survive 16 damage, which should be fine. I mean, most decks, apart from the one we're playing right now, don't do, like, insane damage in 1 turn. Unless, of course, it's a combo deck. That's their entire purpose. But this does not look like a combo deck. It looks like a red-black dragons deck, really, to me. I mean, that's what it kind of has been playing off of. A bunch of different dragons. And our opponent is playing really slowly. Please play faster. Okay, he cast another... that guy? Okay. And he's going to double his mana again, I guess? I could only assume that's what he's going to do, is double his mana, because it's add mana to your mana pool for each mountain you control. Oh, no, not going to double it. Yeah, he will double it. He'll add 5 more to the battle to, play, so he'll actually gain an additional land, which is cool. So he's actually going to get a lot. I don't think it's enough to bolt us to death, is it? I mean... okay, yeah, so he's going to play that guy. Cast it with for the dash cost, which is pretty funny. Okay. Now what do we... so this is the beginning, yeah. Dragons you control get +1 until end of turn. Sure. So is he swinging with both? If he does, I block Thunder, because this is going to go back to his hand, I think. Yep, go to combat, please. See what you do. I'm assuming you're going to swing at both of them. Just swinging it with the 1. 4 damage. That is okay. And this is whenever a dragon, right? Whenever Thunder enters the battlefield. Oh no, it's just whenever he enters the battlefield. Okay, so that's... sure, I will take the 5 damage. I'd rather have you to redo that. Seems a little bit bizarre to me, but okay. I don't see how that wins you... well, I guess it's going to technically win you the game. It'll be a slow roll, if you will. And he creates a mountain, which then he doesn't do anything with. He could have really hurt me by literally creating the mountain and then swinging with everything. Don't really know why our opponent didn't do that. Kind of weird to me, but I'm not him, so who knows. Temple Bell. Oh, 1, 2, 3. No, we need to. What do we think? I think we're gonna Molten Psyche, even though we're gonna Molten Psyche the bell away. And let's just go non-special lands. Oh, cancel. Cancel that. Molten Psyche. We kind of have to go this way because we need 2 red mana. Molten Psyche and Ghost Quarter. Yeah, our opponent's gonna gain a life, and fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We don't have enough artifacts to make that trigger, which would have been really nice, but we don't. We're just literally gonna cycle our hand. Oh, what is he doing? Terminate. Destroy target creature. Okay, well, there goes our Master of the Feast. Yeah, which is okay. It means we're probably going to go to the next game, because I don't think I can win. And I draw 2 lands. Okay, let's go to sideboard. Let's wrap this up. We are not going to win against... we're going to die next turn. So, begin sideboard. that really hurt down to the bone there. I could Shrapnel Blast in here. That will help us do more bigger damage. Or I could also Ratchet Bomb. Ratchet Bomb would definitely destroy... Oh, wait. No, we want to put in these guys. 2 of them, I think? Because it would destroy target artifact, which is really what we wanted to let. And we could pull out a single Molten Psyche, and we'll pull out another Toil and Trouble. Submit deck. Let's go to it. Game 3. Let's do this. I think we can probably win. I mean, I have a good feeling that we're going to win, because we're also on the play. And we have a pretty good opening hand. This is actually a really good opening hand. Let's keep this. And the first thing we will play is a Bloodstained Mire. Bloodstained Mire, go! Activate. And ship it to our opponent's turn. We know the play. Let's play this at the end of our opponent's draw step. Or at end of our opponent, the end of our opponent's turn. Or at the beginning of our opponent's end step. Words. I use them sometimes. Just sometimes, though. Not going to pay life for that. Even though I could technically bolt. I would rather not bolt yet. Oh, Rakdos Charm, yeah. And this guy, get this guy on the table, make our opponent say, ouch, I'm going to take a bunch of damage unless I deal with it right away. In response, he is going to Bloodstained Mire. Which is fine by me. I'm okay. Blood Crypt. Tapped. Go. Your turn. Make magic, my friend. The nice thing about Eidolon as well is, like, we don't necessarily need to... we can play our mountain. We can go to combat. We can swing in for 2 damage, which is nice, because our opponent didn't play anything. So... yes. Eidolon, you are so good. Opponent obviously has no blocks. And now, here's the question. We could play... Yeah, let's cast this Forest Troublecast. We are going to take a little bit of damage, which I'm okay with. But we are going to do, in response, we're going to do 7 damage to our opponent, which can't feel very good on turn 2 for your opponent, being like, huh, I just took 7 damage to the face. That's neat. And now our opponent, you know, if he's playing anything, he's going to take more damage. Yeah, anger. That's good. I'm glad you did that. That makes me happy. Deep down inside, it makes me happy. And let's Lightning Bolt our opponent. Oh, no. Okay. I was going to Eidolon as well, but I just realized I can't actually Eidolon. But I can Hangarback Walker, which will slowly get some damage into our opponent. I realized I couldn't Eidolon because I need 2 red, and I only had 2 red. And I also played red for the Lightning Bolt. And we will skip through our opponent's turn. Nothing too special here. He may try and deal with Hangarback Walker. Maybe. Maybe. Probably not. He'll probably just play something. That's what I would assume he was going to do. Probably going to play his Planeswalker with this amount of mana, 4 mana. Could play Corrin, I think his name is. Yeah. but if he plays it, he doesn't have any Koth. There you go. And Rabble Master. Goblins? What's this madness? What is it? What is his ability? And that's kind of fun. Yeah, I see what happened there. Neat. Oh, I should have blocked. Dang it. I could use the flyer. Master of the Feast, on the other hand. Oh boy. Yeah. Let's go that way. There you go, opponent. Have fun with that. And that's gonna be it for me. So he needs to kill it this turn or die. That's really the option for our opponent. And he has to attack in with both these guys. Dragon Claw will save him a turn, but he's gonna attack in, and I'm just gonna block the token with our Hangarback Walker, because then I'll get a flyer, and that'll be very fun for me. Yes, he's gonna create a mountain, and he's gonna attack in with everything. Come on, you want to attack with? Oh, he just played. He turned the mountain he just played into a creature. Why would you do that? It must have been a misplay, and that must seriously hurt our opponent. I'm sorry, dude. That hurts. Okay, what is he doing? Come on. Don't take your time. Oh, he concedes the match. He knows that we are obviously going to win because we are fantastic, apparently. Anyhow, thanks for watching this replacement match. Sorry again about the footage. Obviously, this is a more interesting game than that game. And yeah, until next time, I'm Adrian, this is Giant Monster Games, and don't forget to game like a giant monster! And watch the next game, because there's going to be actual videos for the next two matches. Yes. Okay, goodbye!